Welcome to the Paycast Network, brought to you by Cutter at MWAA 2026. We are here with Lori from Bead, who I hear has been in the business for a while.
Yes, a little bit.
Okay.
Good
So
morning.
how many MWAAs have you been to?
More than I want to say on the podcast.
Okay. Well, let's talk, without saying how many, what would you say has been the biggest progression they've made from the very first one you ever came to?
I think that they're drawing a much bigger crowd now. There's a lot of people, a lot of traffic in the booth. We, as an exhibitor, there's a lot more banks, a lot more processors than there was back in the beginning, and there's a lot of more technology providers than there was way back when.
Right.
You had mostly terminal providers back then.
Okay. So let's talk for yourself and Bead. We are at the beginning-ish of day 2. Was there a particular goal you were trying to accomplish for yourself and the company while here, and have you accomplished it yet, if so?
I think we accomplish it every day, and at the show is no different. Bringing awareness. We offer digital payments and through digital assets, digital wallets, streamline right through the merchant and the consumer experience. So it's a new conversation, it's a different conversation, and so every day bringing that awareness and bringing that capability to our partners is something that we accomplish. Yeah.
I'm always interested talking to people like yourself that are doing something that is maybe new age. I don't know if that's the right term, but
The future.
The future.
Is it though?
Well, so that's kind of my question is, I don't think so. I think we're here, but I do talk to a lot of people in this space that like to kind of do things the way that they've always done them. They're a little more old school.
Yes.
So I'm always interested in what the reception of a conversation like the one that you're having is.
And that's excellent question, because I talked to, as you mentioned, I've been doing this quite a long time. It's all I've ever done, actually. And so it's a few decades, something around that. But it's a different conversation that I have with them because it's not cards. And so, but I do tell them this. Things like crypto are not new. Back in like 2015, 2016, I worked with ISVs because Bitcoin was exploding and Ethereum was on the scene. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, well, we want to take these payments. But there was pain points back then. And I remember, because I worked directly with them, that they couldn't control volatility. You had to have a special wallet. They couldn't pay the merchant in what they call fiat, which I tell ISOs who don't know, because not everybody knows, just a fancy name for US dollar, right? So don't get thrown by that. So they can't get paid in US dollars. They had to touch crypto. And the number one reason that it was a non-starter was because they were afraid of it. They didn't understand it. And it was done in such a way where if I have to hold crypto, I have to understand it. So we don't adopt anything quickly in this industry ever. Mm-hmm. That's why we do chip and signature still instead of chip and pen. However, there was a fear of the unknown. So what I do at Bead, part of my job is to explain to ISOs and ISVs and agents that they don't need to understand crypto. Your merchant doesn't need to understand crypto. They just have to understand how that they're getting paid. The way that Bead does it was so impressive to me, which, by the way, is hard to do because I've been around for a while, but I was so impressed with it's wallet agnostic. There's a freeze on the volatility. So if you're the merchant and you charge $50, you're getting paid $50 in US dollars next day funding. You don't have to have any kind of special wallet. You don't have to hold crypto. It's that easy. And so that was one of the things that from back then until now that I've had to educate the agents. There's no fear. Take that away from the merchant. He's just going to get paid, just like
so
you would get paid.
made it easier.
Yes.
Seamless, like it is now with credit cards?
Yes, absolutely. It's right on. Dejavoo has it on their device.
Mm-hmm.
Fluid Pay is live with their device, and with their gateway. And there's other technology partners coming on board as well.
And have you seen agents ISOs be receptive to this message?
Yes, because they have a push for it. Okay. They have merchants who've been asking for it.
Yeah, that'll make them want it, huh?
And that's just crypto. And I know that we lead with crypto all the time, but Bead offers 7 different types of payment right now. So it's not just crypto. It's Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, Alipay, WeChat Pay, Klarna, which is a buy now, pay later. and then the crypto as well. So if you have, because my merchant, my ISO say, well, what if I don't need, my merchant doesn't want crypto? Just don't flag off crypto. But 10 days later, when they call you back and say, ever since I notified my customers that I'm taking Venmo and PayPal, they keep asking me when I'm going to take crypto. You go back in to the portal that you're using, and you check off the crypto button, the crypto box, and now they have crypto again. But you get approved for all 7 in one single application and one integration.
How easy is it? I'm thinking, for those that aren't too tech savvy, you mentioned a wallet. There's an app in the Dejavoo, right?
No, we have no app.
No app.
We are a network. So Dejavoo, and the example I make, I'll definitely walk you through real quick how easy it is. But ISOs and agents ask me, well, how do I get started? Like, what do I do? Like, how do I get? So for an integrated technology partner such as Dejavoo, the ISO completes an application with Bead for their merchant, just like you would a card application. And then we provide them with the VAR. So what I do is I ask them, think of adding a gift card, for example. You're going to go to the gift card processor with an application. They're going to send you back a gift card MID and a TID, a terminal ID. You're going to take that VAR information, input it into iPass Pays, and enable gift cards, right? So think of Bead as just 7 new tender types. So we're not a software, we're tender types, we're a network. Just like you would go to a gift card, that transaction is coming to the Bead network. So we'll provide you with a MID.
Add-on service.
A TID, correct.
Yeah.
And you put that into the portal, you enable wallets, and then you select which ones you want. Do you want crypto? Do you want Klarna? Do you want Venmo? Do you want all of them in the iPass portal? But they're approved for all of them.
So for an agent, you can say this one extra way or multiple extra ways to bring revenue to the merchant. Now, what about the agent side of it? How does the agent get paid, or why would an agent want to add this? Not just for like the stickiness, but is there compensation in there? Because on my side, the crypto, I know that gas fees, or it might have been up maybe about 20, 30 basis points, depending what network it is. So can you talk about that?
Absolutely, because I do get asked that question too. And yes, the agent gets compensated. So there is a schedule. And each wallet and crypto has its buy rate.
So like Venmo would have one, Cash App would have one.
Correct. So that's part of the reseller. It's in the schedule.
Right.
So let's say your crypto, I know is in like the low to mid 1%. Then you mark it up and you sell it to your merchant. And then that's 100% markup to the agent or the ISO.
Who sets that buy rate on each payment type?
For crypto, Bead does.
Got it.
For the other payment types, because obviously they're third-party
right.
providers, we get it from them and we pass it through on the schedule.
Okay.
So did you have to work directly with all 7 of those payment types?
Yeah, we worked with financial and banking partners.
Wow.
They're our sponsor bank.
Yeah.
And the real value is, because people also ask me, well, what if my customer has PayPal? What if they have Venmo? And so one of the values is it brings them all in one place, and you don't have to piece together each of these different wallet providers.
Like if they're already using one of those?
Correct.
Got it.
And if they like that and they want to keep that, we say just don't check off Venmo then and keep your Venmo. If you're happy with the way it is, but you're approved for all 7 regardless, and you get one settlement for all of them.
Is it taking all types of crypto, or is it just the specifics like Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP?
Right now we're live with Bitcoin on Bitcoin Classic and Bitcoin on the Lightning Network.
Okay.
And I can explain that if you need me to. And Stablecoin, and I'll explain that. So, and the reason why I say explain it is because even though some people are very fluent in these things, as long as I've been in the payment world space, it's just never hit my orbit, some of these things. So what seems simple to some people, there's other people that are saying, what does that mean? So I like to explain it because I was one of those people. So Bitcoin is the same Bitcoin, but it works on 2 different networks. Because people were asking me at the shows, they were asking me, did you fix the Bitcoin problem? And I was like, what's the problem with Bitcoin? And the answer was that it takes too long to process a transaction.
Right.
And so I did some research, did some asking with the crypto bros, and the answer is that Bitcoin on its own is that's functioning as designed. It's designed that way. So it checks the blockchain and where it came from and where it came from before that, and it's designed to take that long. So lo and behold, now there's another network that's called Bitcoin on the Lightning Network. Same Bitcoin, just on a different network. And so there's a cap. We have a cap from our sponsored bank. It's I think $50,000. So if you're buying that Porsche because you were one of those Bitcoin people who bought it low and now are sitting on a whole lot of Bitcoin, and you want to buy that Porsche, that Rolex, you're going to use Bitcoin Classic, and I promise you'll wait that 10 to 15 minutes for that transaction on Classic. But if you're buying something else and you want to use Bitcoin on the Lightning Network, it's instant. It's just as fast, just as fast as a card transaction, if not faster.
So that banana at the grocery store, I don't have to sit there 15 minutes. I'm like, I ate it already. You're like, all right.
But if you're buying that Porsche or that Lamborghini, I promise
I
you,
could wait 15 minutes.
Finance
I'm
guy,
sure they're giving you wine or something there.
Yeah.
and the finance guy at the dealership, I'm pretty sure he could wait that 15 minutes.
Yes, that'll go by fast.
So that's
finance
the difference.
paperwork takes a lot longer.
That's the difference, and I explain it because I didn't know it, so I feel like maybe there's other people who don't know it.
Yeah.
Stablecoin, people say to me, what is a stablecoin? So I say, don't complicate it. It's a digital dollar. That's what it is. So if you have one stablecoin, its value is $1. If you have 5, value is $5, kind of thing. So just think of it like a digital dollar.
You mentioned a Porsche. So what if that happens? I mean, I guess maybe it's a misconception, but a lot of reps are pushing the idea of, hey, if you start taking crypto, there's no more chargebacks. Are there still chargebacks?
Not for crypto.
Not for the crypto side of it.
Right.
So that's gone because the wallet exchanged
Correct.
one to the other. You converted it to fiat, that money's done. So 6 months later, they're not receiving any type of chargebacks for that transaction. Who's the customer for that? You've been putting this out there now, so
who's the customer
what's the merchant base that you see that's truly using this right now?
Because that's an excellent question. If you would have asked me a year ago, I would have said big ticket items, your car dealerships, your jewelry stores, real estate, yachts, things like that nature.
That's what I was thinking.
Again, those people who bought it low and now are holding on to all this Bitcoin, right? I would have said that a year ago. However, when I said to you in the beginning and you said these are futuristic payments, that's really not the case anymore. More people own Bitcoin than own gold in the United States. I think it's at 56%.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and they're looking to spend it. So Steak and Shake actually came out with an article that they increased net new customers and decreased processing fees and increased overall value because they added crypto. Steak and Shake. So
that's right. I did see that yesterday across the street.
I would have
That's
told.
Shake Shack.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait.
She said Steak and Shake. You said Shake Shack.
No, but I did see that.
But they're also doing it
in North Carolina. I did see that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So so people are using it, and the same with the wallets. I know we haven't talked about digital wallets,
right?
But the digital wallets are very popular with Gen Z and Millennials, especially. 89%, I like to say 90, but technically it's 89%. It just sounds like an odd number. Of them prefer digital wallets over traditional cards and banking. They don't have the cards that I have because I'm
Does
antique.
Apple Pay count as a digital wallet?
Because I'm antique and seasoned. What?
Does Apple Pay count as a digital wallet?
Apple Pay counts as a digital wallet, but it's not you hold your cards in there.
Because that's all I use.
Yeah.
I don't really carry my cards
But
anymore.
what I mean is like the Venmo, PayPal, Cash App.
Yeah.
So I used to think it was just my kids, like that they just like, Mom, can you Venmo me $20? You know what I mean? Like, it was just my kids trying to get money off me. But I was absolutely staggering to see the 89% of them do it.
Yeah.
But it makes sense because the argument I had with my kids was, why don't you use the bank account that I opened for you? And their answer was, because I have my checking, my savings, I buy crypto, I can invest in stock.
Yeah.
I don't have to have a minimum balance in there. They don't charge me a service fee. And I can get a payday loan. I get paid to my direct deposit.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, stop. I get it. But it's just my generation. That's what we did. We just used banks and cards.
With banking cards and the way that transactions are right now, you go, you tap. How are you running the crypto transaction with the wallet? So let's say I'm the user. I've never bought anything with my crypto. I just know that if I'm going to move it somewhere, I'm typing in the address to this address, and I'm like, oh, I got to look this up. So is that happening at the register with the clients that are using this?
So, and I'm going to use Dejavoo as the example
Please.
because they're live right now, right? So
They're also a sponsor of the show.
Oh, okay, great.
Yep.
So they did a really great job with their integration as a tender type. So you've gone in as the ISO and you've put in the VAR information and you've enabled the wallet and you've enabled crypto. It shows up on the merchant's device, let's say a P1. So as a consumer, I go in and I buy something. I put in the dollar amount.
Right.
And now I have all my options, just like you would normally see. Credit, debit. Well, credit's the default. But debit, cash, EBT, and now you have wallets. So I select wallets because they ask me, are you paying with a card? Are you paying with a wallet? And I said, no, I want to pay. I saw your sign, and I want to pay with crypto. So I go to wallets, and now the different options of wallets pop up. Crypto being one of them. So I select crypto, and then it's going to ask you which coin. So right now we have Bitcoin, and we have Stablecoin. We will be adding Ethereum. Probably, I think Solana, maybe XRP.
Right.
But we're selecting coins that or crypto assets that feel like money.
Right.
You know, that we're not going to use like a bunch of meme coins that, you know.
Right.
Unless there's a reason
it
to
was
do
a
so.
sixth of a penny today, and now it's $1, and now it's back to a six.
Right.
Unless there's a reason at some point in the future to do so. So I'm using my Bitcoin, so I select Bitcoin, and then what we do is we go out to multiple networks, over 30 I believe, and what we do is we check for the best conversion rate for that dollar amount for that coin, and we populate a QR code right on the device, and we freeze the volatility. So I'm the
Right, you're capturing it at that.
I'm the consumer, right? I'm going to open up my wallet, any wallet. I use Wallet of Satoshi because it's a beginner's wallet, and that's me. So I'm not afraid to admit that, not a crypto bro. So, and I open up the camera, I scan the QR code, and it takes it, and just like that, Dejavoo confirms it, prints the receipt, and any transaction made by 11:59 Eastern gets deposited next day funding, US dollars.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Very easy.
Okay. Lori, we have to do something before we wrap up here. We do trivia on this show. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Now you know. So normally I cater the trivia towards the guests, but all my trivia
goodness.
is Chicago trivia.
I know
now.
payments. What are you going to ask me?
This is not about payments.
I always
This
say
one is hard, but this is pretty interesting.
All right.
You ready?
Let's do it.
In 1900, Chicago pulled off a massive engineering feat to stop its sewage from polluting Lake Michigan. What did the engineers do? I'll give you a hint. Had something to do with the Chicago River. Any guesses?
You got it? I know what
Any
to
guesses.
guess.
You know it?
Whatever they did, I'm pretty sure they paid with crypto.
Yeah, actually it does say that right here. They pay with crypto.
This after it was in 1900,
Irrigate?
right?
Yeah.
So 126 years later, we're seeing the infomercial Flexio. They slapped.
No, you were right, Lori. That was not right. They permanently reversed the flow of the Chicago River using a system of
Really?
canals to make it empty into the Mississippi River watershed instead of the.
That was my
Wow.
second guess. I should
What do they do?
have.
They put a
I
big
I should have
fan
went with
and
that one.
Yeah, that
Superman.
Yeah,
Hey, that's
why we
smart.
have him on here.
They reversed the flow.
Isn't that crazy?
That
That-
is crazy.
that
And it
is
stayed
cool.
that way because you said forever.
That's right. Still flowing that way now. Pretty
Nothing
cool.
like messing with human nature.
I gotta go see that.
Yeah,
I have to go see that.
Yeah, to prevent
Here's
our
trivia for
sewage.
you. You mentioned one of our sponsors. Do you know where she came from?
Dejavoo, right?
Yes.
They're-
Founder,
they're,
one of the founders.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I was with, actually, see, now you're going to make me date myself, really, because I was with Narit. And Moni Azuni was the CEO
Yeah.
of Narit, and Joe Casella was the COO of Narit, and Michael Grossman, rest his soul, and myself. We were all with Narit. It's Littman, really, but everybody recognized it by Narit. And Verifone bought Littman
Yeah.
way back then. And then about a year later, the four of us, led by Moni, of course, started a company called Dejavoo. And I tell this story because people always used to ask me, like, what's with the name? Like, why Dejavoo? And that's why. It was actually Joe Casella. Somebody said, well, what are we going to call it? And Joe was like, Dejavoo, because Littman, the whole Littman thing.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's called Dejavoo.
Wow.
Little trivia history
That's-
for you.
Yeah, that is good trivia.
Yeah.
This should be a trivia question. For
And now you know how the name came out.
Now you know. Thank you to Dejavoo for being a great sponsor.
And thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, thank
You're
you, Lori. This
welcome.
is
Thank
great.
you for having me. This was fun.
Thank you as always, Carlos.
Thank you, Chase.
Awesome.